first of all, I would say willkommen in Romanian.
Ah, yeah. Good.
Und wie geht's?
You're very good. How did you learn German? Mir geht's gut und dir?
Ja, gut. Ich spreche ein bisschen, aber ich verstehe alles.
Yeah, do you?
And
so we can have this interview in German.
I'm afraid that was my whole German. So yeah, welcome in Romania. How do you feel?
I'm good. I'm a little bit tired. I got up very early today, but I'm happy to be here to promote my songs. And yeah,
we're gonna talk about everything, but first of all, so you just came in the morning. You didn't have time to visit anything or to try some food?
Not yet. No, we had some food at the hotel, but it wasn't typical Romanian.
Yeah, nothing traditional.
But I got some sweets like chocolate with like rum in it.
Yeah,
but it was like 11 in the morning, so I was like, maybe gonna try later.
Yeah. So I've read about you, and I know that you've become a celebrity since you participated in the Rising Star show in Germany. How was it? How was the experience?
It was amazing, because for me, since I was a little kid, I wanted to be on stage, I wanted to be a singer, and I'm from a very small town in the south of Germany, and people never really understood what my dream was, and I didn't really had anyone to talk to about music. And then when I was 17, I was at the show, and it was the first time where there were like other musicians, and it was like a stage, and I could sing, and I was like, oh my god, okay, right, like I'm really sure now that I want to do that.
Yeah, so when you told me that nobody understood what you really want to do, you meant to tell me that you didn't have the support of your friends or of your family?
I did. My family and my best friends were always supportive, just because, I don't know, I think they were always like, well, even though they didn't understand in a way, because they never wanted to do music, or none of them is doing music, but they were always like, well, follow your dreams, and if you want to do it, do it. But everyone else, not everyone, but a lot of people were like, no one from around here is gonna make it, like we're meant to fit in, and like pop star, ha.
Yeah, because most of the parents, when they hear that their son or daughter, they want to be a musician, they said, no, you're gonna be a doctor or an engineer, you know?
My parents are the best, and they were always like, well, if that's what you want to do, we're gonna support you.
So, I mean, would you recommend a talent show for young artists? It's the first stage?
I would. For me, it was like the start, because I met my previous management there, and it was like my first. Like, if I wouldn't have been on the show, I don't know how I would have started anyways, because I didn't know anyone who could, like, you know, bring me into the business. But then also I'm happy that after the show I had a lot of years with like no successful music and nothing, because now I think I wasn't ready for it, because I was like 17, 18, so it was like good the last few years to like develop my character, my, you know, I got stronger and like a thicker skin. But even though, like, if you want to do it, I think it can be a good, like, you know, starting point.
Yeah, but it's for sure that you're going somewhere with a talent show. I mean, artists nowadays, they talk about, no, I just want to be an independent artist and do my stuff online and then rising to somewhere. So you think it's a good idea to participate in a talent show?
It kind of also depends what you're doing, because like also, even if you win the talent show, it doesn't mean that you're like the biggest superstar. It's always what you put into it, and like what effort, and like what you're worth risking for, and like, you know. Also right now it might be easier even to put it on like TikTok or Instagram. But then also, like, I'm a judge on German Idol right now. Yeah. And it's, I don't know, it kind of depends what you're doing with it, you know, because you got like for 3 months like the biggest TV exposure you could wish for, and then from that you could start, even though if you don't win, if that's your dream. But I mean, there's a lot of ways.
And how is it now to judge other people?
It's interesting, because now like I'm on the other side. The first few like days of filming, I was like, oh no, I need to tell people that they can't sing. And then after a few days you were like, well, but that's my job, that's why I'm here. And I always try to be honest, but still be like nice, empathetic, and like, you know, don't, you know, bully someone or something, because it's all their dreams, you know. They all want to do it, but I gotta be honest. And if they can't sing and there's like no future in music, I'm like,
Because the truth is the most important.
Also with me, like I'm always thankful if someone is like honest with me, even though if it hurts in the moment, usually later when you look back, it's like, okay, thankfully I got this like advice.
But you told me about risking things after you win such a show. What were you risking? What were...
I left Germany and went to Sweden for 3 years to like be in the studio for the first time, work with producers and songwriters. I didn't see my family, I didn't see my friends. I was always traveling alone. And then I had my first record deal in Australia. And then I went to Australia alone again.
In the other side of the planet.
Yeah, and like I did graduate from high school.
Yeah.
It's called Gymnasium in Germany, but whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't do any other job. You know, I didn't go studying or anything. I was just like putting everything on this one card. And, you know, sometimes you get to people that are not the nicest, but you don't see it in that way, and then it's just like years later you're like, oh, how could I trust this person, you know? So it's like always risking, just like working harder than anyone else. Not anyone else, but you know, the hardest you can, basically.
And then when you left in Sweden, it was that moment when you had your collaboration with Pascal Letoublon?
It was a few years later, because I was, so the show was 2017.
Okay.
And then I did like music for 4 years, 5 years nearly. And then like everything flopped and like the label dropped me. And I was like, oh my God, should I even do this anymore? And then I went to Berlin. And that's where I met my current team for like, I've been working with them for 4 years now. And then since I met, especially one person, his name is Vitaly. He's also, maybe you know, Vice. Like a DJ duo, very successful one. And since I met him, everything changed basically. And then we did like some collaboration with Semfeld and then Vice, and then also Pascal Letoublon came along the way, and it was like the starting point of my career.
And how is to collaborate with such artists? How does it feel?
Cool, very amazing. I mean, I was still at the start, so it was nice and like an honor for me that those artists wanted to, you know, work with me. And then also it was like right during the pandemic, so I never saw any of these people. It was like everything was like via, you know, mail, or like, you know, you just sent the stems and the songs,
video
and like,
calls,
right, but still, like, you know, very an honor for me.
Yeah, I can feel that. But do you have any artists that you want to collaborate in the future? Like,
Coldplay.
You have any Coldplay? Coldplay.
It's like my #1 goal. If I can ever make that happen, I'm gonna stop doing music, because there's nothing bigger gonna come out.
Yeah, we're friends with the band. We can send them this interview and they can see.
You're joking, right?
Yeah, I'm joking. If we were friends, I would collaborate with them. So, but do you know any artists from Romania?
I know one girl, but I haven't talked to her for like ages. Her name is Morena.
Okay.
I don't know, but
it doesn't really ring any bell.
I think but that's I think basically it.
Yeah, you've got to look up.
Yeah.
You've got some pretty good artists, and I think you would make a good team with them.
Yeah.
Yes, and you just released Somewhere in Between, your new album. I want you to tell me everything about it. We've just listened to it like a couple of days ago, and it was so fun to listen to it and to get into it. But I want to know the backstory.
So, the album is called Somewhere in Between. Also, like the first single that came out early this year is called Somewhere in Between, and that's like my life story. Because every time I was like not enough for the people that were around me. Like in Bavaria, I was too less Bavarian, like not enough Bavarian.
Yeah, okay.
But too much for them, because I was wanting to be like on stage, and I was like very, you know, outgoing and stuff, and I was always too much. And then when I moved away from Bavaria, I was too much Bavaria and not enough anything else, you know. I was like too nice and too boring, and people were like, maybe you need like a scandal to be successful, like pink hair or like tattoos all over my face or something. And I was like, oh, what the heck, like I just want to do music, you know. And that's basically the whole story around the album. There's like two sides of me. It's like still there's a lot of, you know, Bavarian culture and like, you know, Bavarian things inside of me, and like my heart is Bavarian basically, like a little girl from a little town. But then also I'm like the Leony that goes on stage. I'm like grown up, and you know, and also that's the album is like two sides. It's like A and B, and the A side is like the pop star Leony with like all the songs like Remedy, Faded Love, the new single Holding On, and the B side is completely acoustic with songs that I was a part of as a songwriter, but like, you know, I sang them, but it's still my babies, even though my name wasn't on it when they were released. So like the album was like a way for me to show that side of me as well.
Okay. Okay, that's very nice how you said they were your babies. Because you know, you put your heart into it, even though if it's for another artist, it's still, you know, a part of you. And it's not because I'm like, oh, I want people to know that that's like, you know, I wrote that one too. It's more like, you know, it's your soul is in there as well. So now you're going to follow the path that most of the artists follow, like you do a tour or like festivals and so on, or you have something different about it?
I am gonna go on tour end of May in Germany and one show in Austria. My first tour ever. Of course, there are also a lot of festivals in the summer. Also did play a lot of festivals last year already. Was really nice, because that's what I was dreaming of since I was a kid, basically, like, you know, being on stage, have people sing my songs. And then last year was weird because I was growing, my career kind of, you know, grew during the pandemic, so I couldn't play live at all. I just, you know, saw the numbers on like Spotify and stuff that people were listening to my songs, but I didn't really, you know, you couldn't really grasp it. And then last year I played live and I was like, oh my god, they're singing my songs, like they know every word. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, going on tour this year is gonna be amazing, and then just, you know, we'll see where it goes from there.
Well, I'm looking forward to see you in Romania sometime.
Yeah, I would love to play here.
Play lives for us.
I would love to.
So we are both 25, right? I'm going to be 25 this week.
I'm gonna, I can't say happy birthday yet because it's bad luck to say before. Okay. I'm gonna turn 26 though already this year. For some months we're going to be 25 both. So I'm thinking now, I'm looking at you and I'm looking at me. We are both young person that they kind of achieve their dreams. And I want you to send a message for people like us in our generation that they struggle with finding what they want to do, or they know what they want to do but they cannot because a lot of circumstances. What's your message for them? I think if you really have a passion, and like you for me it was like, I need to do music, otherwise I'm not gonna be happy. It kind of felt like I was born to do this, not in a way like I'm so great, but just like, you know, I needed to do this to be happy. So if you got this feeling inside of you, just, you know, go for it. There were so many people along my way that told me like, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm never gonna make it, you're not too much this, you're too much that, you know, it's just like a lot of talking. But I always knew I want to be a singer. I want to be a musician, and I want to, you know, earn money with it. I want to go on stage with it. I want to live my dream, and I always stick to that. And now I'm very happy. So if you got, you know, passion, just go for it, no matter what anyone else is saying. That's so great. And my last question is there any question that you wanted me to ask and I didn't? I think you asked very good questions, you know. About the album, about the tour, about, you know, how I got there. No, I think we're good. We're good, right? Yeah, you did a good job. Oh, thanks, thanks. So this was Leony for Virgin Radio Romania. Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you.